Hi guys, my name's Heba.
Hi guys! My name is Anwar Abdullah.
My name is Jamila.
Hi, my name is Saima Sharif.
I'm Fariha.
My name is Sarah.
My name is Ruwaida.
My name is Nadia Ahmed.
My name is Yara Shams.
My name is Laura Bowers.
شريفة زياد عبد القادر محمد عبد الله حسين حسن خال خليل لهجي وجد كوك.
The only Jumana. Jumana Sita. Jumanji. Mama J Money.
Well, my name is Sarah.
Hi, I'm Hiba Durrani.
Hi, I'm Nadiha.
My name is Isra.
My name is Zara Ahmed. I go to Northwestern University. I'm a sophomore, majoring in environmental sciences.
I'm a psychology major.
I am an psych double major.
And I'm an accounting major.
I have a major in biology and a minor in neuroscience. So, you know, smart stuff, but I'm not that smart.
I'm an English major in pre-med, so essentially I'm nuts. I'm a psych major and I'm gonna graduate next semester early, and I'm hoping to either go get my master's or go to med school, the traditional Arab, Desi, Muslim focus and whatnot.
I actually do want to be a doctor, not just for the money, but because I feel like it's gonna be a challenge for me, and that's what I've been looking for a long time. And just in general, I feel like I want to do some good in the world, and medicine's one way to do that, and I know that every other brown person might say that.
The feeling of having, that doctor there to care for him, it was like, it was as if like God sent like an angel to help us and our family, and I just kind of want to be that angel to someone one day.
Me being Muslim feeds into me being an intellectual and academic, feeds into me wanting to be a doctor.
We're educated just as much as everyone else is, and we go to school, and yes, we go to college.
I go to college, I study, I go home, I chill with my family and friends.
I like to sing and play guitar horribly.
Shopping makes me happy. Chipotle, burrito bowls make me happy. Kit Kat makes me very, very happy.
I like to eat a lot.
I like art, so I'll be painting, drawing, sculpting, making jewelry, knitting, all in class.
I try to learn a lot about my culture. I try to speak my language, Urdu, all the time.
Oh, I'm the biggest Harry Potter fan.
I do like photography.
That I love squirrels.
Lebanese guys make me very happy.
Yeah, we have dance parties with all girls. We have fun or whatever, and we go out to dinner
like all the time.
And it's not like we're not to go out or whatever. I don't know when people say that. We go out.
Yeah, we don't need honestly, we're so crazy. If we were drinking, people go crazy. You know what I mean?
We have get-togethers and we go out like everyone else. So that the message I want to convey is, we're not that different. Yeah.
Being a student at Loyola, being a daughter and a sister and a friend.
You can be a Muslim woman, and you can have respect, and you can go work, and you can go drive, and you can do all the stuff that you want to.
When I talk to people, I want them to see the smile. Because honestly, I think I'm not just going to label myself as another hijabi Muslim girl. No, I'm Anwar, the smiling hijabi Muslim that makes everyone happy, tries to solve everyone's problems, even though I might have a million things to do. Who I am, I just do me.
I'm just Saima. I'm not, I don't want people to be like, oh, that hijabi girl or that Indian girl.
I was born here. How am I different than you?
I identify myself as a Chicagoan or American, but obviously when someone asks me about my ethnicity or where are you from, yeah, I will say I am from Pakistan.
Egypt, I've been there a couple times, so that's really where my home is. That's where I call home, just because I've been there for so long and we're very I know the area. Yeah, I'll definitely get lost, but
So if that's home, what's here?
Well, this is my home too.
I identify myself as a Muslim American, but I was born in India.
I am Muslim. I'm a hijabi, and I'm Palestinian.
I give myself my own identity.
Yeah, I converted my freshman year here at Loyola, but I was in the process of it for about 3 years prior to that, and it was kind of a subconscious thing. It wasn't something I was really aware of until I finally realized my heart was already Muslim, so I might as well make it official.
I identify myself as a Muslim first.
I said it's not like religion is defining me. It's a part of my life, but I
I've incorporated it into my life, I guess. It's just, it's not with me every single second of every day.
It's not an aspect of my life, but it's the whole, it's an undercurrent. It shapes my life, just in the sense that Islam is a way of life.
I really structure my life, like my secular life, around my religious life.
You follow it, but you live your life as well.
My religion is like my way of life.
I try to structure my classes around prayer times, which keep changing, so it's a little harder, but like until now, like 4 years at Loyola, I've been able to do that. And even like when I work, like the schedule that I send in for work, my availability, it's structured around my prayer times. For example, on Fridays, I prefer not working on Fridays, and I usually don't because Friday is like the big day. We have a sermon and everything, and I hate missing it ever.
When people ask about religion, do you just tell them you're Muslim?
I actually used to avoid the question a lot before when I was younger.
Am I a Muslim? Yes, I am. Do I like to follow the commands of my Lord, the one who created me and blessed me with everything that I could ever ask for in this life? Of course I have to respect him and respect, like, you know, what he has ordained us to do. So the least I could do was follow his directions and wear the hijab.
Before thinking about my opinion, I think about what Islam says about this. And if I like understand what Islam is saying about it, then I will be able to make that my opinion too.
Islam is a universal religion, so Islamically speaking, one hijabi's experience or reasons why they're wearing it is going to be completely different.
I would see all these Muslim girls on campus and they would just randomly come up and hug me. They're like, oh my goodness, welcome, welcome, and everything. I'm like, wow, you know, maybe there's this connection. What my mom would always tell me, you know, this is a connection to God. This is a connection to, you know, your other sisters and everything. And I'm like,
I hated seeing my Muslim sisters like being treated differently because they wore that, and I wanted to wear it to be like, I'm not different from anyone else. Like, I still have that humor. I still have my personality. I still have career goals in mind. I want to get married. I want to have a family. Like, I'm normal. But yeah, primarily I am a Muslim.
Why I wanted to start wearing the hijab? Well, first of all, obviously, because I don't want to go to college and everyone will see my hair and they'll fall in love with me and everything.
Covering yourself, and you're not just protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well.
How so?
From sin.
I went on pilgrimage in Mecca, and after that point I just kind of wanted to be more serious about my religion and try to grow as a human being and as a Muslim. So
I'd always known what the reason was to wear it, but I didn't actually start wearing it myself till I felt comfortable enough, and which is only just a couple months later after. So that was like the summer after 7th grade, and I started wearing it. And at first I wore it just because, well, I know this is what's asked of me, and these are my responsibilities in this religion. I don't feel like I'm being oppressed or anything like that. Like, I'm wearing it and I'm comfortable in it.
Like with hijab, there are a lot of restrictions that come, and I think those restrictions were good for me.
Just as he told us, don't eat pork, don't drink wine, be abstinent till marriage, he also commanded us to wear the hijab.
So my scarf is like pleasing to God, so it's another step in that right direction, and hoping, you know, attaining my dreams, attaining my goals, finishing college, getting a job, getting married.
I thought it would, you know, strengthen my faith, and a part of it, like, you know, it did, because I was saying, well, like, you know, when I read the Quran, the Holy Quran, I was saying, oh, like, you know, and tell the women, like, you know, and when I read it, I say, well, I do that. You know, it says, don't eat pork. I was like, I do that. You know, so I felt like I had accomplished a part of my faith that I hadn't had before.
You know, if I'm really loud or whatever, they'd be like, oh, like, you know, there's like that stereotype hijabis are supposed to be quiet and like sweet little girls or whatever. But like, you know, I'm not like that, and I guess I like that's part of what contributed to me even wanting to stick to wearing a hijab even more, because I kind of wanted to just be like, you know, like, I don't want these stereotypes to be associated with hijabis. Like, I'm Saima, and like, I'm loud, yes, I'm crazy, and you know, that's just who I am. But like, me wearing a hijab should not like conflict with these qualities.
I want people to see me for my opinions, for my intellect, for my personality, rather than for my looks.
I feel like a lot of girls rush into it, and I know a lot of girls do it for the wrong reasons.
there are some girls that, there was a girl I know or knew, her boyfriend's parents were very religious, and in order to impress them, she took on the hijab, and then later on, when they broke up, she took it off.
My mom would talk to me before, like during high school. It's like, so do you think you're gonna like wear the hijab when you get older and stuff? And I was like, yeah, sure. Then it's like, cause she would explain her rationale to me that it's like that I'm like kind of like a precious gem or whatever that she would like to have hidden away kind of thing. And I never really got the logic behind that. But then they're like, but nowadays like that I understand that it's like. Not with the hijab, like not just anyone can see your beauty, like everything about you, but only select people can.
It was like a whole new level of respect. Like people were holding the door for me. Like a few guys, like they wouldn't even look. Like I guess they were scared for some reason, but like a lot of them were just looking down the whole time when I would be like talking to them, and like it was respectful. So I thought it was cute, but like honestly, it helped me so much because I compared to life when I didn't wear hijab and like. Guys would hit on you, like they would touch you.
Especially when talking to guys, that you're without the hijab, the first thing guys would notice is the way you look. And I'm not saying that's all guys, but a good majority of guys.
I wasn't looked at like an object before, but I felt more of like a respect with the way they looked at me, that I am. Oh, she's Muslim, she has the courage to wear it.
The way I should be treated when you wear the scarf, like, first and foremost, respect.
It's like, you know, you have a sucker, but then, like, would you want a sucker that doesn't have the wrapper around, like that's been laying around, rolling in the dirt? I don't even know. Or that's, like, then the one that has, like, a nice wrapper on it or something.
You know, I don't want to be like everyone else, so if anything, like, my hijab will be, like, I guess, me being a rebel in a way, because I'm not, like, the majority of society or whatever.
To me, it represents like your ability to fight against mainstream society, because everyone is on one side saying you're oppressed, you know, women should look like how they do on like the cover of Cosmo and like Kim Kardashian and stuff, and then here's you not conforming to that, covering yourself up, and still, you know, walking confidently.
The only like billboards that you see, like, you know, a bottle of wine, Kim Kardashian, like, you know, with her butt sticking out, like, you know, it's really just objectifying her. They're not even selling the beer, they're selling the woman that's holding it. In every car commercial, what do you have? Do you have like two men, like, you know, sitting on it? No, you have two women.
I'm not an object, but I'm a subject.
That's what I got from Islam. I got also respect. People are able to respect me on however I can be myself. Basically, it's like a blank canvas, and I display myself however I want to.
I just said, you know, I've been researching this for a while, and my heart's at peace, and you know me, I am a strong, intelligent woman. I'm very much a feminist and pro-women's rights, so I wouldn't join something that was opposed to all those things about me that you already knew.
My mom, she was like, oh, you know, why do you need to wear it? Maybe you could wear it after you get married or after you have kids, like 10 years down the line or something.
Because my dad really wants me to wear it, but he's not very strict where he forces me to wear it. He wants me to wear it on my own, basically, but every once in a while he'll be like, oh, when are you going to wear it? And I'll be like, oh, inshallah, like, inshallah means like, well, if God will let it happen. Like, oh, when, you know, after I get married, because that's when my mom wore it.
Like, you're not wearing it to please anyone, because that's like completely against the religion to wear it because someone's forcing you to, or because you're being pressured to wear it. My parents didn't pressure me to wear it right away. They told me, like, when you're ready, you know what's right and you'll do what's right.
I'm really lucky because most converts' families will kick them out of their house, stop paying for school, just excommunicate them from the family. And I think because my family wasn't practicing Christians before this, they were fine with it. And so my mom got me like a prayer mat and was really supportive.
The lady asked us, she's like, wait, so your dad didn't force you to wear that? And I told her, I was like, my dad actually didn't want me to, you know, because like he knew how society is at this point. So he was telling me, he's like, you know, don't put it on, you're not going to get a job, people aren't going to talk to you, you're going to this, and this. And I was like, no, I don't want society to prevent me from what God told me to do.
At first, a lot of my extended family who are very practicing Christians were not okay with it. And I think they were just afraid because they just knew what they saw in the media and they didn't want me to be whisked off by some oppressive Arab man to another country.
Oppression, that's just a funny word. I don't know why people like
to associate a crush with scarf.
I think a lot of the, I guess, stereotypes here is that girls don't talk to people, I guess, Muslim girls.
I love getting questions about my scarf. I love getting asked questions in general.
I was like bombarded with questions, like overwhelmed almost, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, how do I answer every? I get at least 20 questions a day.
Sometimes I get a lot of people that ask me, they're like, "Are you Muslim?" Sometimes I want to be like, "No, I just wear this for the heck of it."
What's on your head? Or last time we saw you had like long hair and all that good stuff. And they're like, yeah, I started wearing a scarf. And
teachers would come up to me and ask questions randomly. They're like, "Why do you wear it? Are you fasting right now?" and everything and whatnot.
I asked him, like, can I help you find anything? And he just, like, took my scarf and he tugged on it. And he's like, why are you wearing this? And I was just like, whoa.
Oh my god, once, like, this lady came up to me and she's like, what is this? Like, how do you wear it? She's, like, feeling up on my head. And I was like,
Thank God for my amazing coworkers, because one of them just stepped up and then she's just like, oh, because she's beautiful. And
I have a question. Don't take it offensively or anything. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, nothing you ask me is going to be offensive, whatever. And so she's like, well, why do you wear it? No, why doesn't she wear it? And so I was like, well, it's a personal choice, it's an obligation, it's part of the religion, but whether you do it or not, nobody can force you.
I get questions like, why don't you wear the scarf? Like, why? And I just say, because I don't.
Like, how do you feel that being Muslim will impact your role of being a doctor?
With my teacher and a few other kids from my high school last year. And we were in Florida, obviously, so everyone's like in shorts and barely wearing anything, and I'm fully covered from head to toe. The question I get every single day from the same people, even my teacher, aren't you hot in that? Like, oh honey, we feel so bad. I'm like, guys, don't feel bad. Like, I do it because I want to.
Even like, when I was wearing it in high school, I was on track and I played softball. So a lot of people were like, no, it's too hot, you can't play with it. But usually when it's 90 degrees out and you're playing softball, everybody's going to be hot, whether you're wearing a scarf or not.
You're at a volunteering place and someone approaches and like, I have a question for you. And we're like, yeah, go ahead, shoot, whatever it is. You thought it'd be about the hijab or being Muslim. Yeah. They're like, are you guys virgins?
I like your thingy on your head. I'm like, my scarf? That's your scarf.
The thing is, when people ask me questions, is they always apologize, like, sorry, I don't mean to offend you. I'm like, you're not offending me. Like, the fact that you're asking means that you, like, want to learn.
Oh, someone was like, I really like your scarf. I hope I didn't offend you, And I'm like, how is that offending me in any way?
It wouldn't offend me if people like, oh, I like your pant, I like your sweater. I'll be like, cool, it's close to me.
I love questions because it means that you're going out of your way to understand,
They're like, do you wash your hair? Are you bald? You've gotten it all, But,
no, it's like got this thing here, it's real.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I don't. But
yeah, I have hair. On the train, on the way here and everything, I'll get a couple weird stares of like, oh, what is she doing? What is she wearing?
When we're shopping for shampoo, it's like you get the weirdest stares. Like I remember once I was like, okay, what conditioner should I get? And I was literally like over there like sniffing things and like people were just like, what? Why is she in this aisle? Like
about like getting haircuts and everything, and some of the girls are like, you cut your hair? I'm like, yeah, I go to a salon and everything. They're like, no way. I thought you had to wear that all the time.
People are shocked when I start talking. They'll go, you know how to speak English? Or, oh, you were born in America? Like, I get that a lot, But, I'm fine with it.
It's just like they're expecting of my opinion, that it's like, oh yeah, she's a chick, so she's obviously not intelligent. Of course, I still get that with the hijab, where it's like, oh yeah, she's like obviously foreign, so she must not know English. Oh shit, she knows English.
But because I converted, I have to research every little practice that Muslims do, whereas a lot of Muslims who are raised in it, they don't ever question why they're doing something, or they don't really have to, it's just their culture. So I have found that because I do ask why about every practice, that when non-Muslims ask me questions, I'm more equipped in certain situations to answer their questions in a way they can understand.
I love being Pakistani, I love being Muslim. I think I add value to America, to the society. I add a different perspective. And I think that's what makes me different.
I'm a different perspective than some people's views of being Muslim, specifically some people's views of Islam.
I kind of want to not break the mold completely, but just, reshape it.
A lot of born Muslims, they don't understand that they've been born with the most beautiful thing in the world, that they were just born into Islam. And for me, that's been the most beautiful treasure that I've ever found in my entire life. And I think that sometimes talking with them, I can make them realize, like, you have this, take advantage of it, don't take it for granted. That, like, research why you're doing something. If you're praying 5 times a day and you're reciting these things in Arabic, do you know the translation? And a lot of them don't, so I say, look it up, and you'll have so much more focus during prayer when you know what you're saying, when you can say it in your heart rather than just saying something in another language.
I think for me, mostly it gives me perspective. I am able to see how, I'm able to perceive how everything else is different, you know?
Islam requires you to always keep learning, that you should never stop at your bachelor's degree, but you should just keep going and keep going. And
out of respect for the faith that I follow, I think it deserves being learned about. It deserves the attention that a lot of people just not give to it. Like, so for some people it's just like, oh yeah, my parents follow Islam, so I'm gonna follow Islam because of that. And that's not what I want to do.
It literally made my head, you know, made me raise my head higher, both figuratively and, you know, metaphorically.
Like it gives you a sense of power. You know, you're free to be who you are, and you're not ashamed of, you know, who you are and your beliefs, and you're proudly displaying the fact that yes, I am a Muslim, and I'm proud.
I loved who I was when I wore it, and I loved wearing it. I felt more beautiful wearing it, and I felt like I'm a Muslim inside and out now, but I was not ready to handle the pressure that came with it.
I don't feel like it's necessary in our religion, and I respect the women who do wear it. I know the reasons why they wear it. They wear it because they feel like it is.
Yeah, having it in your heart is important. That's like the first thing. You should have your faith in your heart, but just having it in your heart, I don't think is enough. Like, you should be showing what you believe.
Guarding your own modesty, and if hijab is how you can choose to do that, that's fabulous. But if not, you're not allowed to judge somebody for not wearing it.
Just because you're hijabi doesn't make you a better Muslim than someone else.
I believe that hijab is mandatory in Islam. Like, I can tell you that. I do believe that.
Islam is so much more than wearing a hijab. If you think about it, like, we're supposed to give money to the poor, we're supposed to go on Hajj, we're supposed to pray 5 times a day. You incorporate that into your life, and I mean, what is a hijab? It's just it's a symbol of your faith, and people do respect you for wearing it, but the fact is that I feel like you don't need it.
I mean, religion is important, but I feel like in order for, like, your religion to be shown to other people as, like, something being important or as a good thing, you need to outwardly, like, be a good person too.
When I converted, I felt that my heart and who I was inside had completely transformed, but people couldn't tell on the outside, and I think I kind of wanted my outside to match my inside, and I had just joined this community of Muslims that I'd never been a part of, and everybody was wearing hijab, and I really wanted to assert my identity.
Like, why should I wear it? Like, why, like, and that all came under why should I follow Islam? Like, understanding my own identity, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And coming under that, I feel like a hijab really helped me progress.
People don't realize when they, like, think that I'm Muslim because I don't wear the scarf. And I think that for most people is the telltale indicator that somebody is Muslim. I mean, at least in this country where, you know, it's just a matter of exposure.
And you're sitting there, and a lot of times people don't even think I'm Muslim. They think I've been called Mexican, I've been called Hindu, I've been called any number of names. But when they find out I'm Muslim, like, their opinion completely changes, and it's just like, oh, you believe in a religion that hates people or something.
I just didn't know how to start wearing it because I was just worried, like, people already knew me as not wearing hijab, and, like, they saw me not wearing hijab, so I just didn't know how to make that transition to one day, like, I'm gonna wear this scarf and wear long sleeves now.
There are multiple reasons why I don't think I would ever wear it, because I don't think that I can stick with it, and I feel like if you're gonna become hijabi, you have to become hijabi completely. Like, you have to change your entire dress, and I don't like the girls who, I mean, I'm not saying this is everyone, but you know there are those girls who specifically wear hijab, and they show their body a lot, and I don't think that's right.
Whether I liked it or not, I was the face of the hijab for every single person at school.
If a woman wears a hijab and just goes out in the community and just represents, being like, hey, I'm a human, just like you, but I wear a scarf. People publicly see her and understand that, yeah, she's wearing a hijab, she's a Muslim, but hey, she's normal. What's wrong with the media? Like, I don't understand this misconceptions.
I guess for me, hijab is, I guess there's like a physical aspect to it and a spiritual aspect, and kind of like the character you're supposed to represent when you're in it, or the character you're supposed to have when you're wearing hijab. Like, it's more than just, I guess, the physical covering, which is one dimension of it. There's the spiritual or personal aspect of it, where protecting your modesty. And then I guess just like when I started wearing hijab, what went in my head is that if I'm going to be wearing hijab, like, I have to be an upright human being, if that makes sense, because I'm kind of representing Islam at this point, because I felt like the moment that I started wearing hijab, once people before, where they didn't necessarily know what religion I am, for people that know anything about Islam, it kind of became really hard at that point to say, like, oh, she's probably not Muslim. Like, everybody could see that, like, I'm Muslim because of the hijab. So at that point, I kind of make me feel that, like, you have to be on good behavior.
Get up in the morning and the first thought isn't, what am I going to wear, what am I going to look like, how am I going to come across to other people. It's like, how am I going to behave today, what are my actions going to show of me.
If I treat other people well, people can tell that I have a good character. Like, that's the most important thing to me, and I feel like that's what I want to be, like, an identifying characteristic of me. And if I do wear hijab, people will associate those good things with, like, my religion as well.
I don't know, I feel like you have to be ready. It's such a big thing. You're representing the whole identity, and such a big pressure on your shoulders.
You're literally the walking advertisement of Islam. Like, if I'm walking right now and I hit, like, someone, or I throw a litter on the floor, or, like, I go, like, and just, like, get high off drugs and stuff, people are going to think that all of the Muslim community is like that. That's why when you wear it, it's a huge responsibility. And I recommend that no girls wear it unless they're ready to represent a whole, like, a world-known, like, religion.
So I think that's why a lot of girls are like, that's too big of a responsibility, we're not ready for it yet.
This is all on you. When you put it on, you have to be strong enough. It doesn't matter who's supporting you. When it comes down to those instances where people spit on you on the train or yell things at you, you have to be the one to support yourself.
In the city of Chicago, I tried helping somebody out, and I was slowly kind of like pushed away just because I had something on my head.
And so, he got to ask like questions like, how come, I think this is going to get really serious, but how come like people say that they're Muslim, but they're like, people that are terrorists are also Muslim. Like, you don't do terrorism, do you? I'm like, have you met me? Like, we're such close friends.
A lot of Muslims have been called terrorists, so much. Back in high school, I was called one.
My mom did experience a negative thing right after 9/11 with someone like throwing like rude remarks at her as she was walking, and after that point, my parents didn't want us to wear it at all. Like, I felt like I would have started at an earlier age if 9/11 had not happened.
I was just walking with my cousin, and this kid rode his bike past us, and he started cussing, and he was like, "Go back to your effing country, you effing Muslim," and like.
They're calling you something, you have to change your opinion, even if you can't stand the thought of talking to them.
They'll just say something about you and the other 1.5 billion Muslims in the world, and you're not even allowed to respond. So it's been this weird dichotomy of some give me more respect and some just assume I'm repressed.
Like, my friends were totally accepting. A few of them weren't. So like a few of them kind of were like, why are you wearing that? Your religion has so many rules, like, and they just questioned everything. And I'm like, all right, honestly, like, at that time I figured out who my real friends were.
People treated you different. I lost a lot of friends. People wouldn't sit with me in the cafeteria at Simpson anymore. Like, I remember the first day of war, I came downstairs to the cafeteria, and I hadn't really gone into detail with a lot of my friends about the decision I was going to make, because it was private and I was kind of embarrassed of what people would think. And so I kind of came downstairs and was just like, hey, I'm Muslim, like, it's a hijab, no big deal. And this girl yelled at me in front of the entire cafeteria about how that's oppressive, take it off, what are you doing? And I didn't know how to defend myself. At that point I was still very vulnerable because I just made this big decision, so I just sat there like cowering in the cafeteria, not knowing how to respond. And
my friends and everything took it in stride. They're like, wow, you look really pretty and everything. Like, oh, okay.
I don't think I lost really any friends because I started wearing hijab. Like, everyone was super supportive. I actually met a lot of new friends. This is kind of weird, but as soon as I started wearing hijab, the MSA, or the Muslim Students Association of the school, like, or someone from that club approached me because they just didn't know I was Muslim before. So they approached me and I got further into that club and met new people through that. So in some ways I actually got to meet even more friends.
Why don't I wear it? I really want to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really motivated to wear it. I've talked this over with my mom, and I feel like she's not fully supporting me at the moment, and that's why I'm not wearing it right now.
My grandfather, who is a very practicing Christian, when we all pray together for dinner, he'll be like, in the name of God and Allah, and he like really makes an effort to include me now.
I just don't feel like I have the proper support at this moment, but I will.
I'm pretty covered up. I don't wear the hijab.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
My mom, she wears it, but I don't feel like I'm ready. So.
It's worse to like wear it and then not feel right, like it's the right time, or not being as close to, not being true to yourself. Like if you wear it and then take it off, that's worse than not wearing it. That's why I just don't want to wear it and then like feel like, oh my god, like it's not the right time, like I don't feel right.
If I wanted to, if I do ever wear the scarf, it would be for the right reasons, and not just, because I feel like pressured to in this society.
Society just happens this way, that the women are the ones that are usually looked most to, just because God gave them extra beauty, I guess, when He made them.
I wear a hijab when I need to, when I go to Sunday school, when I go to the masjid.
Do you think you'll ever wear the hijab? I don't know. I think at this point in my life, no. But in the future, it might change. Everything is always subject to change, so.
I never regret my decision to wear hijab, but I just feel like it's different because I was at a point where, I was fine with everything, the way everything was going, I wore hijab, but now it's just kind of like I'm in college, I'm out into the, not really the real world, but kind of making an identity of my own. So sometimes, if I guess I just wonder, how I would be if I didn't wear my hijab. So
for the reasons that I don't believe in it per se, I don't think I would ever become hijabi.
Maybe I'll have it, maybe I never will, I never know. So
I think that's the biggest barrier to is how I look. People judge on that more than anything else.
The attention's already on you. It's like, you make the best of it.
Sometimes we just forget that wearing a hijab. We don't think about, oh, there's a cloth on my head. You just forget that. But then again, when people point that out, it's like, oh, pretty scarf. Then it just reminds you. It just reminds me, and it just connects me to God directly. I'm like, oh, I am a Muslim, and there's a certain way I should be carrying myself, and that should be with modesty, definitely.
I love wearing hijab, and if anything, it's an accessory for me on days that I don't look like crap.
I remember her, she wore a black and white striped hijab. I'm like, you look like you just came out of the jail. She's like, yeah, I don't want people to notice my face because I didn't sleep at all.
Okay, it's funny because it's wherever you grow up in your community, everyone wears it the same way. So it's such a funny trend when I look at Chicago, the South Side, in Bridgeview, all the girls wear it the same. In my community, which is more in the north, everyone wears it almost the same way that I'm wearing it.
Last year, I don't do it that much this year, but I would tie it up, so it'd be a huge bun or whatever. It just depends on how what outfit I'm wearing, what mood I'm in. Sometimes the weather.
Okay, well today is not a good day.
Oh my god, you can see her wearing highlight pink and standing out in the whole campus.
I wear lime green, yellow, hot pink, red. I got it all.
So I guess this tucked in version is my sweatshirt and a sweatpants day.
My throw on scarf because I had an orgo exam. I was up all night. Sometimes I'll layer it, so I'll have one color inside and another over.
It's not like it's like a burden to wear it every morning. Like it's like fun. It's just like putting on clothes. It's just an extra part you have to do. It actually makes getting ready faster because you don't have to straighten your hair and anything like that.
I don't know. Sometimes I even forget that I'm wearing it.
It allows for me to be more of who I am without worrying about the more like external factors of myself, like in terms of like my physical beauty or whatever.
I've even bumped it up to the abaya, which is this long black dress, and it's kind of just a way to eliminate any kind of obsessions or, yeah, I guess obsession about appearance. So
actually what I'm wearing here is an abaya, and comes in many colors, forms. It's usually like, you know, accessorized and stuff, and it's just meant to make the men look at the woman the way she should be treated and respected without objectifying her and looking at her just as another object.
I think this is what I say is the next step after wearing a hijab, and this is something I do want to wear in my future because it's more modest. It's like it covers your whole body, it doesn't show the shape of your body, which again comes under modesty.
I'm not allowed to wear provocative clothing.
There's like strict guidelines for, you know, the Islamic dress wear, and so part of that is covering your whole body, like you're not showing the forearm, or you know. So this is the more complete form of hijab.
Sometimes I'll throw it on and have my bangs out, which some people think is unacceptable because they can still see my hair, but I don't care.
Yeah. These girls were telling me that I'm gonna go to hell for not wearing a hijab and stuff, and like every strand of my hair that shows is another, I think it was like 10 years or something in hell. I don't even know.
These are a couple of scarves I have with me at school. Can't bring all of them. So a lot of people think that you take a shirt out of your closet and you're like, I don't have a scarf to wear with this, so you go out and you buy a scarf for it. But in reality, you can do like the same thing. You can buy a scarf and then you can buy something that matches with it. Okay, so I just took this one off when I was wearing my outfit because it was yellow in there. And this right here, they call it an omta, but I just call it like it's like a piece. A lot of girls wear like the slip-ons. I like to wear, these are like, this one right here is like a square. It's a small square. I fold into a triangle and then I take it and I pin it down. And I try to get like a nice curve out of it. But I like to leave a little space between my forehead and the scarf. And then you take the scarf, you take one end. Normally you take the end with a tag. Some of them don't have tags, but most of them you'll find will have a tag. And because the end that goes on your left side won't show, that will go in the back. So you want the end with the scarf to go in the back. You don't want the end, or not the scarf, the end with the tag. You want that part not to show. You want the one without the tag to be the part that hangs on your right side. That's how I wear mine, at least. A lot of people tuck both sides in, or they wrap it around all the way till there's nothing left over. But basically, but you try to get it even on both sides. And you leave a little bit of space because you don't want the side to be really long when you do it over. And you take a pin like this. Just like you pin the other one. And then you just hold this down, or you make it as tight as you need to, but a lot of people like my sisters, or like my sister and my mom, they pin it too hard so they get like marks on their neck. So I like left them because I need the marks. And then you just so you're trying to get it even. Obviously I don't have any hair right now, but that's about even it's gonna get. These are pins I try to make them match my outfit. This heart pin is just like one of the pins that I used to hold down these, like in the center. And then some of them are really pretty. Some of them have like these like dangly. So like I normally try to match the scarf when I wear this to match the outfit. So for this one, maybe I'd go for like an orangey color or maybe a purple. But I have a white one. And like I like the longer ones. Some people like the ones that come up to like right here. But I like the long ones because what you do is you have to weave it in. And a lot of people are like, well, can you stab yourself with it? And I'm like this, and I have a hole in the side of my foot that I stick in every single time. And then you try to get it straight as much as possible. And, well, I don't know how it looks now. But you want to make sure that you have enough, you have the same amount of black on this side that you do on this side. You don't have it like one side is sticking out super, like yeah, basically. I'm not looking at words right now. So like I said, you've got your two ends. I could have made this one shorter so I could have a little bit more right here, but because this one's got like the really pretty ends, I like that it stays like that. So I normally like put the other half like in the back. I don't have that show. I'll put it maybe behind my cardigan or behind my shirt, and then I'll take the rest of this part, and like if my neck is showing at all, I'll like cover my neck. Depending on the outfit. Some outfits I wear like this, so I need like one of the bigger scarves to cover my neck, or some outfits I wear up here so it doesn't cover, or it does cover. And so yeah, and that's it. It's really easy. Like it takes practice. It took a while for me to get it, and I had my mom help me, especially with the paint. I think that was the hardest part of wearing it, because I was always so scared I'd hurt myself, so I'd have her come do it for me. But like, it's so much easier than I expect. Yeah, so that's that.
Think you'll live forever, you don't get it, do ya? Day judgment, eyes, hands speaking like the new year. Up in heaven, wearing green tuck, really thick. Them angels love me, I'm the favorite suitor. For the wrong ones, never felt to come through. Testing hard, rapping Muslims, ain't much to do. Arab money, gotta come to rich, must be. I know being Arab, gotta do with nothing. How you feel, how you feel, how you feel? 25 Muslims into over 6 mil. Remember building it, I'm fasting myself. Rest in peace, Mickey D's. I'ma do it for my dean, okay. Praying all night, hollow whenever that stop. I feel good, don't need pills or no cough drops. We say skip the ribs, get the halal filet. We are brothers, yeah, but we ain't no YMCA. Drink Weezy, Nicki tucking in, getting dough. We thinking we Picasso again, painting history, Van Gogh. We get root beer, not beer by the leadership. Even if I'm texting that, I ain't missing prayer. That's how you feel, man. That's really how you feel, cause it's doing your ice cold. All these people wanna chill, let me drink until you die. You ain't getting no refill. I can almost guarantee I'm with your real sister. What's up? Woo! Chorus?
Go.
Now you wanna let go. You already know though, you only live once. That's a motto, sister. YOLO, only about it every day, every day, every day. We ain't sitting on the bench, sister. We get up and pray every day, every day. Hard to see because his life's in the way. Real sister, what's up? Yeah, there's more, but it's just a little preview. Okay, you guys can request me on Facebook if you guys want me to like perform at your parties or whatever. Yeah, I won't charge. Maybe like $10. No, I'm worth more than that.
I'd like to nominate this Grammy. I don't even know what to... No, I have nothing else to say. Because I probably screw over everything else and keep rambling and slurring my words. Okay. I think there's alcohol in here. In form of Nutella.
Hi, I'm Laura. I put together this video for my Politics in the Arts class because I wanted to explore the hijab as a cultural, social, and political symbol. And I wanted to show that it is a social issue, but it's not so much a political issue as much as we make of it. It is actually, in fact, a very personal issue. And it's a unique experience for every girl. And I just wanted to explore the hijab through the perspective of the women whose lives are impacted by the scarf and who have made the decision over the years whether to wear it or not and why, and so that we don't make assumptions about what it means to them and to us. And I really wanted to show that these women can talk about the scarf and that you should be able to approach them and ask these questions and break down the barriers that separate us without fearing that you'll fall into discussion on feminism and Islam and big issues, because a lot of times the hijab is was a very personal decision. And yes, the religion and the culture impacted their choices, but it doesn't define who they are as individuals. As Jamana said, each and every girl in this video is a subject, not just another object. So I hope that after watching this, you'll be able to approach these girls with an open mind and with questions, because a lot of them do love to be asked questions, and that through discussion, further discussion, we can come to understand one another. Thank you for watching.